Welcome to home practice. In this session, we'll be looking at the arms called arm candy 2. And we're back. My name is Hannah and I'm a dancer from Stuttgart Dance Company. I am a right standing learning disabled dancer. I've got blonde hair in a ponytail, blue eyes, and I'm wearing a grey and black font jumper. Okay, before we get started, I'd like to make sure you have cleared your space like I have. Also, if you have a water bottle at hand as well, and also a TheraBand or a towel if not, where we can use it in one of the sections later on. Okay, so a bit later on you'll also get to see Lucy and also Dan to give you a faster version of the sequence and a translation for later. Okay, before we get started and moving, we're going to quickly just go through our chapters, which will also lead into to check out these 2 videos from Tom Goodwin's Touch Seed and Amy's Butler's Arm Candy video. Okay, so as I said before, we're going to describe these touches to you. These 5 touches are going to be, so number 1 is a push, which is a firm touch, but there's a lot of resistance in. Number 2 is a pull, which also can be a firm touch, but also a soft grip, where there's a bit of resistance and it can go in anywhere. Number 3 is a brush, which is a medium pressure. Number 4 is a trace, which can also be a light touch, which is also ticklish as well. And lastly, ghost touch. There are 3 ways how to describe this. So a ghost touch to me is like testing the temperature of your skin. The other one is like testing the temperature around the space. And also it could be a move that can be closer into the body and you may want to let go. Yeah? So they're the 5 touches we're going to look at throughout this whole session. So let's get started. So we're going to start off with improvisation. And these improvisation is going to be based on these 5 touches as we just talked through. Okay, so let's have a play what we can find with a push. So a firm touch. Yeah? So any kind of firm touch. Don't forget it's all about the arms. Okay. Next one, a pull, which can be a soft grip or a soft grip. Can it be detailed? Could it be from a pull-up? And may want to shift you out into the space. Next one, brush. It's like you're brushing off sand. Could it be across? Could it be a light? Next one, a trace, which is a light touch. How many light touches can we do? And lastly, a ghost touch. Could it be the temperature of our face? The skin? It's almost like you're tracing, but you're not. It's like you're making a no contact version. Okay, so let's have a little bit longer playing with these touches. It'll be in the random order of your choice. So it's all about the arms, warming up. Good. And let's find a pause. Right. So the next thing we're going to look at now is an open language sequence. If you don't know what an open language sequence is, I'll give you an instruction and you just create it in any way you like. There's no right or wrong on this. Just play and then find interesting ways how to move. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is a trace. So I will show you first what my trace is, then you can find your own. So we're going to find a trace from a high point to a low point. So there's a low point to a high point, and then is it a cross? Yeah? So my one is, yeah, from a high to a low. From a high, and then from a low to a high. And a cross. Yeah? So any trace of traces. From here we're going to find a brush. Yeah, so two brushes in the centre, and one brush is going to transfer the weight or find a different direction. Yeah, let's go from the top. So we're going to find three traces. So from a high point to a low point. Low point to high. And a cross. Three breaths, centre. And one face a different direction. From here, we find a push that gives you a echo behind it as well. So my push is this. Yeah? Any push. From here, I'd like you to find one ghost touch that goes around a body part. Yeah? So my one is this one. There's like an over the head kind of thing. It can be over the head or it could be around. Yeah? Let's go from the top again. So it's going from a high point to a low point. A low point to a high and a cross. Reverse. And face a different direction. And we find one push. We find a ghost touch. One ghost touch over the head. Good. From here we're going to lick. And from here I'd like you to find one push that leads you into a pull. Yeah? So my push I'm going to show you is my lick first, and then I push, and then I pull. Yeah? So I'll show you that again. So it's a push into a pull. Yeah, with a transfer of weight. From here, last thing we're going to do is find a face touch, which can be then place it into the body and you move away, but could be just very simple. Yeah, be around the head or over the top, and that's the end. So let's do that again on the other side. So we start with our traces, high point, low point. Low point to high, and across. We brush. We find a push, a gaze touch. We lick, find a push into a pull. And we gaze touch to finally end. Very nice. So you can pause and then go back and you can practice it again one more time. Now let's do this with music. So in this section we're going to look at is about arms, and it's about creating heat and building the warmth as well. Also it's about strengthening as well, so get your rubber band at the ready for that too. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is our arm warm up. So it's all about creating heat. So the first thing we're going to quickly just go through is the touches one more time. So we're going to find the a push, yeah. After this it's going to be a pull, so it's going to be from a reach and then a pull back to the elbow. Then it'll be pushes down the legs. Next it will be traces, which will be the arm circle with a trace. And then lastly, it's going to be a gaze touch. Yeah? So, let's get warm. So, we're going to find our push, and we're going to do this for 4 counts on one side and 4 counts on the other side. Yeah? So we do circles, keeping this push, maintaining it through for 4. Yeah? And then the other way. So we do 1, 2, 4. Yeah? From here we're going to find a pull. So we're going to reach to one corner and we're going to pull it back with our elbow. And it's like a punching feeling in the tummy. Yeah? So we reach and then we pull back. And we do this for 16 counts. Yeah, 2 weights. Yeah? We carry on until we get to 16. Yeah? From there we're going to find a brush. So we're going to find our hands by the hips, and we're going to brush it down to the knees, and then we brush it up to the centre. Yeah, and we'll do that for 4. Yeah, from the top, so we go with a push, and we 4 circles on one side. 3, 4. and the other way. 1, 4. We reach, pull back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Another. 7, 8. Here. We breath. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice. From here we're going to do a trace. So the arms go as a circular motion, going forwards. Yeah, we go back and forwards. Here, including the trace, is from the wrist to the opposite side of the chest. Yeah, so we go back and we trace the inside of the arm. I'm going to do this for 1, 8. Yeah. 7, 8. Yeah. And then lastly, we're going to do a ghost touch. So we're going to find our ghost plate. Yeah. Just imagine a plate on our hand, and we cut this air as we move our torso to one side. Yeah. We continue that spiral all the way up and around, and we cut it into the tummy, and we do that twice. Yeah, we do that the same on the other side as well. Yeah, we cut the air, torso moves away, we spiral it around, up and around, and we spiral it down to the tummy. Yeah. Let's go from the top. This is a quick as well, so you'll get to see a quicker version as well from Lucy, with counts and double time. Okay, so let's do it with music and let's get warm. Yeah? And 1. 2. Good. Reach. 1, 2, 8. Big breath. Last one. And we trace. We circle. Circle. Stay with me. 7, 8. And ghost touch. We go. Slice. Spiral. And again. And 1. Hit. And other side. Ha. Nice. Good. So now you'll get to see a faster double time with count if you want a challenge. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at now is some strengthening. So, you'll need your rubber band or towel if you don't have a rubber band. And we're going to go onto the floor, the cold floor. So we're going to find the floor and make contact with it. And make sure we're going to be nice and fit after this as well. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is a press up. And this is with an elbow lift as well. So I'll show you first. Yeah, and we do this 5 on one arm and 5 the other side. Yeah, so if you want, now with a press up, there are 2 ways you can do a press up. So if you want a challenge, you can put your knees off the floor, or if you don't wish to, you can put them on the floor. I prefer the knees on the floor, just because it helps me balanced as well. Yeah, you'll need a lot of resistance in your working arm and a soft grip on the other side. And this is the side that you're going to pull up with. Yeah, so we're going to push. Here we're going to press up, and then we end it with a pull up of the elbow. Yeah, and we do that 5. And then we move on to the other side. So let's do it with music for this one. Yeah? So, get ready. And we'll do it 5 times. And we go. 1. 2. 1. Good. Stay and press up, and we move on to the other side. Okay. 1. 4. And 5. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is a side plank. So, a side plank, you don't need to be a rubber band for this. So, a side plank, there's 2 planks. We've got a plank and we've got a side plank. Now, a plank, you can do it with knees off, or if you want to challenge, knees off or on. Yeah? A lot of resistance in the working arm, and the arm that is free is pointing upwards. Yeah, I call this mermaid because of how it's shaped. Yeah, and the arm that's up is going to carve the space underneath. Yeah, and then it goes up again. Yeah, and we'll do this 5 times on both sides. Let's do it with music. Okay. And 1. 2. 'And rest. And the other side. So find the knees, plank, arm up, and knee. So 1. Stay with me. And rest. Nice. Good. Next one, we do my favourite one. And this is where we put the 2 limbs together, or if you wish to, you can just do the 1 limb. Yeah? A tabletop. Yeah? And we're making full contact with both arms and legs. Here we're going to lengthen and we lift. Yeah, and that's just the arms. Yeah, we lengthen and lift. If we want a challenge, you can do it with the leg. So we reach and lift. Yeah. If you wish to put more challenge into it, you can do it both leg and arm. Yeah. So that is, we lengthen, we lift, and we close it down. Yeah. I'm going to do both at the same time because I like to give myself some power, which is all about that in this section. Okay, so let's do it with music. Act. We do 10 of these. This is 5. Three more. 9. And last one. And rest. Okay, great. So I hope you're fully warm and strengthened up, ready for the last section. Okay, so now we're going to do the arm sequence. I'm going to show you the sequence first, for those of you who want an audio description. For those of you who want to learn, please move forward to the next timestamp.
With her hands, Hannah gently traces her body from shoulder to wrist, thigh to hip, rib to rib. Brush, brush across the body, arms lifting and opening out, palms up. One hand joins the other, pushes the wrist across, stepping into a lunge. She spirals her hands in a flower around the body. Fingertips reach across, hand scoops under into another spiraling flower, settling arms crossed over chest. She softly touches her hair, then scratches her collarbone. One arm traces over her head into a side bend, eyes and palm facing up. Looks to her bottom hand, pushes it towards her tummy. One hand swims away from her, extends and changes to a thumbs up. Elbow leads back, circling round to feed the hand through a gap between body and other arm. She lifts her arms up and extends her torso, pulls her arms into the center, turning swiftly. She ducks under one hand to change facing, pulls her extended arm in at the elbow. Softly settles back.
I'm going to teach you the whole sequence. So, we're going to find the 3 traces as we did before, but this time it's going to be from a high point to a low point, from the shoulder to the hip, to the wrist. Yeah? So trace down to the wrist. The next trace is going to be from the IT band to the hip. From here we're going to do a cross, which is from rib to rib, so it's the bottom side. Yeah? From here we're going to find 2 bushes in the centre. Yeah? But on the second breath there's a flight of the wrist to the corner. Yeah? The torso is still front on to the on screen, and the torso, the upper arms, the upper body is off to the wrist. From the top, so we trace from the shoulder to the wrist. From the IT band to the hip, and then bottom rib across. We find the breath that is from the rib to the hip, and the second one as well. And there's a flight in the wrist to the corner. From here, we're going to open up into a bit, like a brick, and we're going to go into this Egyptian frame. And as we do that, we find a transfer of weight to across the dominant side. Yeah? From here, one of the arms is going to go over, and it's like a half circle here that pushes the other side into a lunge. Yeah? From here, we're going to be doing a spiral. So we spiral the arms to one side, we open up to the ceiling, and as we do that, we open the chest, open the heart to the ceiling, and we spiral it down, closing it to the other side. To finish off this little bit here, we're going to pull the wrist with a transfer of weight on the other side. Yeah? From the top. So we trace from shoulder to wrist. IT band to the hip, and then rib to rib. We find the brush, down to the hip, and we float the wrist. We open up into an Egyptian frame, the transfer of weight across the dominant side. The dominant side, the dominant arm is going to circle, half circle, and we press into a lunge. Yeah? We're going to spiral. We open into a brick, yeah? And as we do that, we open up the heart to the ceiling, and we spiral it down to the other side. We pull, yeah, we reach towards the other corner, yeah, with the transfer of weight. From here, we're going to carve space, yeah, with the arm that we just reached. And it's the fingertip that's lead, and then we spiral here, and then from here we're going to find a crossed arm. One is touching the inside of the arm, and the other is touching the elbow. Yeah? From here, we have got two gestures. We've got a pull the hair back, yeah, a trace, and a itch of the shoulder, of the collarbone. From here we're going to find a ghost touch. So we're going to circle the arm, and we're going to find this like almost a pushing feeling into the ghost touch, and then we place the elbow almost touching the torso. The focus is up high, and then palm is facing upwards. Yeah? Let's go from the top. We trace from the shoulder to the wrist. From the IT band to the hip. From the rib to rib. We brush down to the hip, and we float. We open into an Egyptian frame with a transfer of weight. We circle the arm, and we press, we push into a lunge. We spiral around to one side, opening the heart to the ceiling, and we close it. We reach it towards the corner with a transfer of weight. We carve the space behind the fingertips. Yeah, we spiral the arms, the hands, and we place it on one hand on the inside of the arm and one on the elbow. We do two gestures. We do a trace of the hair back, and we itch to collarbone. We circle one arm into a pushing tootsie of the ghost touch, and that focus is high, elbow is almost touching the torso and the palm is facing upwards. We're going to look at the palm. We're going to push the back of the wrist, which is the wrist that is farthest away from the screen, into the tummy. Here is going to be a fish, yeah, which is like a wave. So the wave is going to be in the arm as well, yeah. For those of you who want to shift, you can with your wrist, yeah, and that's 2 presses in the feet, yeah. We do a thumbs up with that same hand. We pull back with the elbow, yeah, up and away, and we feed it through the gap, yeah, on the other side, from the top of that section. So, we pull, we trace, we itch, we circle, like almost a push, you case touch, yeah, your focus is up, palm is facing upwards. We look, we push the wrist into the tummy. We wave the arm or fist the hand with a shift. Yeah, find the thumbs up, we pull back with the elbow, we up and away, and we feed it through the gap. From here, we're going to go over the top with the other arm, and that feeds through the dominant side. Yeah? From here, we're going to push out to the side. Yeah? As we do that, the arms are like this diamond shape. Yeah? And as we're going to do that, we're going to shift to one side. Yeah, we're going to press to one side. We're opening up the chest with the arms. From here, we're going to turn, but facing to the same side again. Yeah, we whip the arms to find that same side. From here, we're going to do a face touch again, but this time it's going to be over the top of the hand, of the head. We make contact with the back of the hand, and the other side, yeah, is reaching to the corner. One little bit, and then we'll go back. Yeah, we pull in the elbow, we break it in. From here, we're gonna over the top with the head case touch. Okay, let's go back to, let's say from here, yeah? So we pull back the elbow, we go up and away and feed through the gap. We feed through the gap with the other hand. We push to the side. We turn to find the same side again. We over the top, one hand is reaching, the other is placed on the head. We break the elbow and we gaze touch over the top. Okay, let's do that again from the very top with music.
With her hands, Hannah gently traces her body from shoulder to wrist, thigh to hip, rib to rib. Brush, brush across the body, arms lifting and opening out, palms up. One hand joins the other, pushes the wrist across, stepping into a lunge. She spirals her hands in a flower around the body. Fingertips reach across, hand scoops under into another spiraling flower, settling arms crossed over chest. She softly touches her hair, then scratches her collarbone. One arm traces over her head into a side bend, eyes and palm facing up. Looks to her bottom hand, pushes it towards her tummy. One hand swims away from her, extends and changes to a thumbs up. Elbow leads back, circling round to feed the hand through a gap between body and other arm. She lifts her arms up and extends her torso, pulls her arms into the centre, turning swiftly. She ducks under one hand to change facing, pulls her extended arm in at the elbow, softly settles back.
Good. Do pause and go back to the beginning of the phrase again. And now we're going to do it again. Finding the trace. IT band to the hip. Finding the brush. Finding the Egyptian frame. Circle. Re-spiral. Opening up. Re-reach. Click. Trace. Edge. Re-lick. Re-push in. Finding the fish. Thumb. Pull back. And feed through. Over the top. We push out. We break. And over the top. Okay. And now we're going to do a quick cool down. So we're going to find a goose touch, and it's like we're testing, cooling down our body with our goose touch. Good. Telling your arms cool down. Can you feel that heat? Nice. And then we'll move on to the trace. So we trace the different parts of the arm. Good. Nice. Let's find the reach. So we're going to find one side. Yes, we reach the arm away and we reach the ribs. Just stretch these ribs out. And the other side. Good. Very nice. So thank you for joining and watching. And I hope you enjoyed it like I did. Please like, leave a comment below and share the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Stopgap's YouTube channel, and I hope I will see you soon. Thank you very much.